When the US government shut down, it didn't just pause national parks and paychecks, it froze parts of the financial system itself. The SEC, the CFTC, the Treasury, all the agencies responsible for crypto oversight went dark. That meant no new regulatory updates, no ETF progress, no enforcement decisions, and no approvals moving forward. For weeks, markets sat in limbo. Investors pulled back. Even XRP, which had been building strong momentum after Ripple's court victories, lost traction. But with the reopening, the machine just turned back on. And it's not just turning on, it's roaring back to life. Because what happens next could finally push XRP into the institutional spotlight it's been waiting for. When the Senate and House voted to reopen the government, Wall Street immediately reacted. Bitcoin and Ethereum both jumped, but XRP quietly outperformed them all, up more than 12% within 24 hours of the announcement. Why? Because reopening means action can resume, ETF proposals can move forward, banking charters can be reviewed, and long-delayed regulatory frameworks can finally get attention. It's not just optimism, it's liquidity. When the government is open, federal payments flow, contracts resume, and financial markets breathe again. That renewed confidence ripples across every asset, especially ones waiting on government clarity. And that's where XRP shines brightest. Unlike most cryptocurrencies, XRP isn't waiting to prove utility, it already has one. Ripple's network processes cross-border payments faster than traditional banking rails, and major institutions like Santander, SBI, and Tranglo have already integrated it. What XRP was missing wasn't adoption, it was regulatory recognition. And that's exactly what this reopening could accelerate. Analysts from CoinGape and Bidget both pointed out this week that XRP may be the best positioned major crypto to benefit from a reopening because it sits at the intersection of regulation, payments, and finance. While Bitcoin is chasing ETF headlines, XRP's story is regulatory clearance and institutional integration, both of which depend on the government's ability to operate again. So yes, the reopening may seem like a political headline, but behind the scenes, it's a green light for Ripple's long game. There are three big catalysts that reopening might unleash for XRP, and each one could be massive. First, the long-rumored XRP spot ETF. It's no secret that major financial firms, including BlackRock and Fidelity, have been exploring ways to expand beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. Several analysts believe XRP could be the next logical candidate, but all progress was frozen during the shutdown. Now, with the SEC operational again, those conversations can resume. Second, the Ripple banking charter discussions. Ripple Labs has been seeking broader regulatory approval to operate as a licensed financial entity, something that could transform XRP's credibility in the global market. Third, the Clarity Act, the bill designed to define digital assets and officially separate them from securities. This one's huge. It could end years of uncertainty and open institutional floodgates for assets like XRP that were caught in legal gray zones. All three depend on a functioning government, and now, for the first time in months, that door is open. But that's just the start, because markets are already responding. As soon as the reopening news broke, XRP's trading volume surged. On BitGet, XRP's 24-hour volume jumped over 30%. CoinGape called it a stealth recovery, noting that XRP led major cryptos in momentum while others lagged. Institutional desks started paying attention again. Why? Because liquidity is back, and with liquidity comes opportunity. Investors are reading this reopening as a signal that stalled ETF approvals, pending bills, and delayed fintech partnerships can finally move forward. It's not just charts, it's psychology. The reopening signals stability, and stability is what institutional capital loves most. But before we start calling it a one-way rocket to $2, let's get real. There are still risks on the table. Every major move in crypto comes with fine print. Even though the government's reopening sparks optimism, it doesn't guarantee success.
the SEC could still take months to resume approvals. Congress might remain divided on digital asset regulation. And let's not forget the global side. Inflation, interest rate pressure, and uncertain liquidity conditions can still weigh on risk assets. Plus, XRP has its own competitive field. New cross-border payment networks, stablecoins, and tokenized banking solutions are entering the same lane.
So yes, the reopening matters, but the real question is how much follow-through comes next. Still, one thing is clear, crypto's regulatory freeze is over, and that's a huge psychological shift for both retail and institutions watching from the sidelines. If you've been holding XRP through the ups, downs, and endless headlines, this moment feels different, because for once, macro and micro forces are aligning. A reopened government means XRP can finally get the attention it deserves from policymakers, institutions, and ETFs that were stuck waiting for Washington to wake up. We're standing at a moment where the ripple case is behind us, the tech is strong, and the stage is set for a regulatory reset. The only missing piece was motion, and now motion has returned. So whether you're a trader, a long-term holder, or just watching from the sidelines, this reopening might be the first domino in a much larger wave for XRP. The government reopening didn't just bring workers back to their desks, it may have restarted one of the most important crypto narratives of the decade. XRP isn't just another altcoin riding hype, it's the project that's been waiting on clarity, compliance, and confidence. And the moment those three align, history shows prices follow. So as Washington wakes up, the real question is, will XRP finally get its spotlight? Or will this just be another false start? One thing's for sure, we'll be watching every move right here on Crypto News. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because the next few weeks could change everything.